everyone, thank you for joining me today. So at this point, go ahead and pause the video. You can get all the measurements right here on this opening page, and we're using the Operation Right Home sketch that you see. So come on and join me. And what I've done is I was at one of my crops and I decided to pre-cut everything, uh, get all my pieces together with my mats, and I put them in these plastic baggies. And so now all I have to do is take it out and put my cards together. So if you're the type of person who likes to do that, like that prep work, then I would suggest that as a great idea for you for your projects. So I'm going to lay down the mat, which is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I am finding that right now, putting the mat onto the actual card base first and then attaching the pattern paper is working the best way at getting it lined up evenly. So that's what I'm doing here. And a lot of times people do ask me about why do I use the ATG tape and the art glitter glue. And I'm going to be honest, it's usually to help me move stuff around in case it's not even, because the art glitter glue gives you a little bit of time to where you can pull it up, move it over, adjust it if you need to, because the ATG tape is very strong, and a lot of times once you add it down, that's it. So I was just laying out my pieces, making sure I have everything going in the right direction. And I'm going to go ahead and start attaching these pieces. And on the mats, whatever sizes they have listed on the sketches that we use, I just go 1/8 of an inch bigger. So if it's 3 by 3, then I cut out a mat that's 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, just so that I would have a nice, border around my edges. And then we're going to go ahead and attach this one down. And then for the next piece, we're going to attach that. And what I did, I guess one of the better things about the 6x6 paper pads is that a lot of times, it's double-sided paper, so you can use the same page and get two different elements because, one side you use one pattern and then on the other piece you use the back side. So it just gives you more options, and yet you don't use up that much paper because you're using the same one. And then with busy patterns like this, I like putting it on projects like this where there will be pieces over top of it, because your eye doesn't have to zone in on one element. So by putting this particular piece and then we're going to put this next strip across the middle with our sentiment, it's not going to be too busy for your eye. And I'm sorry I'm off camera at this point. I just realized that I was trying to make sure I had it lined up, and so I had pulled it close to me, and sometimes you forget, when you're recording, that you need to be more in view. So I'm laying that last piece down. And then I already pre-did a sentiment, and I put my foam tape on the back, so I'm just taking off the backing. And I was telling a friend of mine, I like this foam tape. The thing I don't like about this foam tape is this red stuff on the back. It reminds me of that red line tape, which is sometimes so hard to get the backing off. It drives me nuts. And I don't have nails. So on this one, this is the one I did prior to starting, and I decided to stamp in an actual blue ink, which I think goes really well with the paper. It's just a brighter blue. There's a lot of different things you can do. You can heat emboss, which is what I did with the Best Wishes. I did the white embossing powder on black paper, and then, using a dye ink on the other Happy Birthday. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. All my links to my social media will be down below. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great weekend.